So the question becomes, what is LeBron James's true weight? And I've always thought that this is such an intriguing question because there's been a tremendous amount of ambiguity around the subject. I've even heard once before in a podcast with RJ and Channing that they aren't even allowed to disclose LeBron's true weight, which has raised my eyebrows to take into consideration that this whole thing around LeBron's weight may have all been a hoax. So LeBron is listed at 250, which is exceptionally strange because Carmelo is listed at about 250 as well. And as you can see, clearly Carmelo is at least 20 to 30 pounds heavier than LeBron. So in what world could they possibly be the same weight? People have even gone on the record to say that LeBron was at least even 260, 270 at one point. So how can that very well be possible? LeBron sits at about 8% body fat, 6'8". Carmelo sat at around 10 to 12% body fat at around 6'9", with at least more 10 pounds of muscle, and that's being very modest. So bare minimum, Malone would have to be at least 18 to 20 pounds heavier. Another example is Serge Ibaka, who was 6'10", 235. Not too much needs to be said here, as you can see from the picture. And the majority would say that his leg muscle is what was speaking about LeBron. His leg muscle is what gives him the extra weight. Well, even if he had maximal leg development, this would only give him about 10 extra pounds. But yet that doesn't make up for the disparity because Serge Ibaka and Malone also have rather good leg development, especially in the upper thighs, which is where the majority of the leg muscle distribution would come into play as far as the disparity goes. So as you can see, there is no way LeBron has over 10 pounds of muscle in the leg area alone over the two. So let's get into some actual scientific metrics. FFMI. First of all, we should start by mentioning that this is an index used to account for the amount of muscle mass one person carries in correlation to their weight and height. Any person with an FFMI over 25 will lead to suspicion of steroid usage. So already off the bat, this already takes into account your body weight, your body fat percentage, and your height. Just to make that clear, a person actually can have an FMI over 25, but that would be the genetically top 1%. And that wouldn't matter anyway because LeBron's muscle development isn't that high regardless. So disregard that. So if LeBron James is in fact 6'8", 250, he would have an FFMI of about 23.9 to 24, which is the equivalent of these guys and these guys. And as you can clearly see, these guys have much superior muscle mass development compared to him. So obviously there's no way he's 250. And if he was 265, like they say he was in his Miami days, he would sit at around an FFMI of about 26, which would pretty much mean he has the same muscular development as these guys. And these guys. And those guys. Another interesting comparison is a guy named Danny Jones Fitness on Instagram. As you can see, this guy is jacked. Very jacked. He's clearly probably on some form of performance enhancing drugs, steroids, so to speak. And he sits at about 6'7", 265. Right? So he's an inch shorter and he's 265, which is the weight that a lot of people claim he was in Miami. And this guy is, compared to LeBron, well, I'm going to let you guys decide that one for yourselves. So what is LeBron's true weight in my estimation? I would say between someone like Blake Griffin and Aaron Gordon. And even then, they both seem to have a little bit better muscular development than him. To anyone with a halfway trained eye. But I would still give LeBron the benefit of the doubt because he does seem to have a large body frame in the sense of his bone density, which at the most would, however, only make him about 5 to 10 pounds heavier. But yeah, Aaron is listed at about 6'9", 220. So even while being an inch shorter, which is about 5 to 7 pounds of potential body weight, plus having theoretically denser bones, giving him about 10 pounds, that would still only put LeBron at about 230, which would put his FFMI at about 21.88, which would put him in the same class as guys like Kimo Body, who is a very well-known bodybuilder in the fitness community, which I think that would be a relatively good comparison for LeBron. Oh, and by the way, even if we were to calculate his weight in a more traditional sense, the eye test, using Russell Westbrook as an example, considering the fact that they have a very similar body frame and muscular development, Russ sits at about 6'3", 200 pounds at about the same body fat, give or take a percent or two. And considering the fact that every inch carries about 5 to 7 pounds of potential body weight, and also considering LeBron is about 5 inches taller, that would peak him out at about 235, which still doesn't sit anywhere near 250 or 265. So, in my humble estimation, I would have to say that LeBron sits somewhere in between the two methods of calculation, which would put him right around 232, which would be my best guess. But anyway, what do you guys think? What is LeBron's true weight? And would you guys agree that the public and the NBA have over-exaggerated his weight since he's gotten into the league? Anyway, please subscribe. If you like the video, like it. Comment down below. Don't be afraid to engage. That always helps me. And yeah, see you guys next video. Peace.